Thursday, September 21st. So just some quick stuff for the market today. We're looking at Bitcoin. We're having a nice little dump. Yesterday was the FOMC, and Chair Powell said, "Fuck your calls, fuck your longs." Right now, what he said was that he's probably gonna have to keep rates higher for longer, which the market is not, taking that very well. Inflation is still pretty high. I could bring up other charts. I should have kept my charts here for Thinkorswim. But anyway, so as you can see, here's Bitcoin. So we're definitely on a descending level. Looks like this is your point right here, roughly, 27 grand. Most it looks like this is a good shorting all the way back down to here, right? And we're gonna retest 25,000 again, right? We're gonna test 25,000. This here was a look below and fail. Boom, look below, fail, and then up we go, right? So then in this area here, they trapped all the bears and the shorts that were late to the party, and boom, they squeezed you out. Now, right up here, they're squeezing out the longs that are late to the party, right? Everybody try to get long up here, they're getting squeezed back down to here, right? And it's a constant game of squeezing and getting caught off sides, right? Anyway, the general consensus with crypto is that we have one big washout coming, a crash, right, in the stock market, and that will commemorate the start of the new run, right? And everybody's waiting for it, so that's why everybody's getting trapped on shorts, and then they get trapped on the fake rally, right? So I would say, not financial advice, but I'm DCAing in, I'm buying, on nice good dips, I'm buying either way, because a year from now these prices will be completely different in crypto, right? So find some good projects and DCA into them. I could give you what I'm bullish on right now, what I'm buying, right? And let's say, for instance, my top five, Bitcoin's always safe for sure, right? I think XRP is going to do very well because they have complete clarity. Is it going to be the reserve currency in the world? I don't know, but what can I expect a nice safe 7 to 10x return at these prices in the peak of the bull run? I think so. I think you could get a nice good 10x return with XRP. You could get a 10x return with Solana. You could get a 10x return with a few other coins, from Algorand, right? With Casper, with Stellar, with XDC, with Quant, with HBAR, right? These are all, in my opinion, good, spectacular prices to buy in. You got to be patient. You buy, you hold. If you're not a trader, you're just an investor, then the important thing is to buy at the right time, right? And sell at the right time. Two really clear-cut decisions to make, right? And it's pretty straightforward, right? So let's go over here. Steven Nairath with more. Hopefully this guy could blow the lid off the Ethereum corruption, right? Because if Ethereum is trying to monopolize the market, then they deserve to crash, and they deserve everything that's going to come their way, because of how they held the industry back, right? And a lot of people won't say like that, because there's many people with heavy bags in Ethereum. But if they're manipulating the market that way, then I believe that they deserve to be exposed, and whatever happens, happens. If they fall off their perch, they fall off their perch, right? So the SEC governor is a tactical unit of establishment. Courts are an effective weapon, as time alone often defeats the target entity and freezes the market, while other parts of the government work to co-opt the industry. Ultimately, this isn't a war against crypto. Crypto is the prize, right? And we could see real quickly what corrupt Gensler has to say about this. And let's see. It started from the beginning.
So nothing any court would say would change your mind on
that. I wish something a court could say, which would actually bring the compliance sooner.
And so nothing any court would say would change your mind on
that. I wish something a court could say, which would actually bring the compliance sooner.
And so nothing any court would say would change.
That's interesting, right? So, and then here's Ingrid. Ingrid says a lot of good
I
things.
wish
She's
something a court could say, which would
Ingrid.
actually-
She's a software developer. She's an up and coming in the XRP community. She's has a spectacular information. So let's see what she says here. Shout out to Ingrid. Give her a follow. IBCROC. BRICS, Klaus Schwab, CEO of the World Economic Forum, the WEF, shows some real concerns about the BRICS Plus alliance. These countries are exercising great influence, but if they don't cooperate, we will have a lose-lose situation September 12, 2023. Is that a warning? Huh.
At the moment, then you have, I would say, also the industrial powers. You could argue today that some of the companies like Google, Microsoft, and so on are truly multinational power factors. So it's a very complex world, and it's not a very stable world because we are now witnessing a kind of dynamic system which is constantly changing. And I should also add, by the way, to the power factors, small countries. I would argue that in the world of tomorrow, it's not the big fish eating the small fish, but the fast fish eating the slow fish. So you have countries like Singapore, like I would add Switzerland or Israel, playing also a essential role in the global system. We have to confront a very fragmented and I would say to a certain extent turbulent system, because those countries compete not only in economic terms, they compete having different values, having different systems. So the world is relatively full of complexities and certainly also uncertainties. Now, what we have to do in order to stick together is to look at those issues where we have really global interdependence, where if we do not cooperate, we will have a lose-lose situation.
Huh. So that's his take on that. I don't know about the BRICS here. So this is Ingrid here. You know, give her a follow. She has very good insights on things. And yeah, so other news, you know, we could go to the Solana ecosystem real quick here and see what we got going on. And let's see here, the top, look at Ravers. Ravers just came out. So here's what we got going on. These two are GameFi, right? The NFTs with games. I think Mad Lads are doing that as well, right? But the Heist has had incredible success, and because of that, right, Reverse is following suit, right? It's like a pirate, game where you could loot and where you could pillage, and you're gonna earn money from that, right? You have your characters, and it's a pretty bullish collection. If these guys seem to get, like, art is maybe not the main focus here, right? But we could look at here, activity, right? And let's extend it. And as you can see here, look at this. Every minute, this is a lot of volume going on here. This is in the Solana ecosystem. So when people say Solana's dead, but believe me, Solana is far from dead. It is a sleeping giant right now, and people you're gonna see this is if Ethereum. Okay, so if we follow the fractals of Ethereum's 2017, 2018 bull run, right? It went from, $20, $30, $40 to $1,800, okay? And then the next bull run, it dropped down to 80 in the bear. I bought it at 150 or 130 around there, and it went all the way to 4,500. So that was a 30x return, right? Anyway, the all-time high of 1,800 to 4,500 was a 2.5x increase, right? So if Solana follows suit and does the same thing, right, then Solana's on pace to go to $652 per token, right? That's a spectacular return on the price right now. So am I bullish on Solana? Extremely bullish on Solana, right? I'm bullish on Solana. I'm bullish on XRP. I'm bullish on, HBAR. I'm bullish on Casper. And then there's smaller ones like Graphite Protocol from Soulport Tom, right? We could go over some stuff with Soulport Tom here. Let's go see what Soulport Tom said recently, right? What he's building, right? So I like what Soulport is doing. Here's a new post here, and this is a good point, right? This is a very good point here. So he says, sometimes I think people convince themselves that this space has more people in it than in reality. If everything sells off because a new mint is happening, what that says to me is that it really is the same recycled capital and the same people buying. What this means from a business perspective is that any product on Sol right now is fighting for the same hour of someone's time. When you look to start at things as a battle for someone's time, you start to notice that this space has little to no PMF or big scale. And that's why I'm a strong advocate of building things that have consumer demand in the real world that can actually engage new people and onboard them. I speak to several founders every day, and they're at a depression phase, ready to throw in the towel because no matter what they try to do, they can't break through. This all comes down to there being no influx of new users in the space. All without new users, you're selling to the same people at minimal scale, and saturation sets in very quickly. That is why, after 2 years of being in this market and trying different things, we have decided to merge our Web 2 world into Web 3 and are building porn on chain using Web 2 marketing avenues. There are no guarantees that it successfully brings in more people and that they're even interested in engaging with anything else. But at least our revenue potential isn't fighting for the same user pool as everyone else on the chain. And there's always new eyes who want nudes. Imagine if Amazon and eBay had to fight for the same 1,000 buyers. The only thing that would happen is that it'd be a race to zero on prices and ways to convince those 1,000 people to come to your website versus someone else's. Some things work because it has mass scale volume and there's a pool of millions to reach and engage who want what you're offering. It's hard to imagine what the turning point will be for user onboarding. But I know that we need to stop fighting for the same people's time and find consumer demand in pre-established Web 2 niches. This is our back-end ambition for Graphite Protocol, GP, trying something new. Look, if you go into the comment sections, these are people deep in also in the crypto world, right? Anybody who's in NFTs deep and is still here in the bear, you know what the word is. You know what the trends are, right? We can see it. We're there. We're in the crypto dungeons. Most people don't know this, but that's why I made this channel, and I realized that, hey, I need to give you guys insight deep into the dungeons of crypto, deep into the dungeons of Twitter and Discord, and what we talk about and where the trends are going. Like the GameFi is the trend. Like the consumer. So crypto doesn't have quite what he says is we don't have the consumer part of Web 2 in Web 3 yet, right? It's either going to come from GameFi or it's going to come from something like he's saying, which is PornFi, right? Porn tech. Right? It's going to come from these two things. So I'm putting my money into GameFi. I'm putting my money into payments. I'm putting my money into porn tech. This is the first porn tech one I have. I'm going to be honest. Right? But Soulport Tom, if we go here to Magic Eden, you could look at his projects, right? His projects is right here, right? So, okay, let's go. I don't want to show that. Okay. So we look at his projects, right? So his projects are, where's one of his projects here? So his projects are, we're going to see where they rank, right? And here you go, right? You got, where we at? His project is a lot smaller in collection size, right? Where are we at? Let's keep going. Did I pass it? Must have. Okay, let's just look it up. Teo. Okay, Teo, here it is. So you got Teo infants, right? You got Teo pilots, boom. You got Teo infants, let's do that. And let's go robotics. Whoops, robotics. Let's go here. Teo. There it is. Teo Robotics. Right? And so Teo Robotics. Here's Teo Robotics, right? I don't want to look at that. let's look at this. Let's look at Tail Robotics, right? And let's go to Tail Robotics here. Can I see this? Oh yeah, sales. Okay. So we don't. Boom. There's Tail Robotics, right? So here's the floor price. Look, at for one of these is 81, almost 82 sold for one of these, right? This is a project that he derugged. 82 sold. Do the math on that. Do the math on that. That's almost $2,000 for one of these robots here. And look at, they're still selling every single day. Tail Robotics are selling. Like, this is his project. Like, this is not a, you know, this is a successful project on his behalf, right? Like, he has a few successful projects on Solana. This guy's a real builder. So just to give you guys an idea of what this, you know, this guy's not just some fly by night type of guy. This guy's been building for a while now here. So I personally, I like to invest on people that are tried and true. I've been in the community of NFT community for a while now, and I know the guys that have sticking ability. These are the where you gotta put your money on. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight today on Thursday, September 21st. And with that being said, I wish y'all the best.